What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this is part 2 of the video I've done on the generator, welder generator, ability to run various things. Last video we tested the AC unit, the 4-ton AC unit, if it would start it. I didn't think about doing this test here in that video, or I would have done it all in one video, but I got to thinking about it after I did that video. I was curious if it would run my 5 horsepower Ingersoll ran air compressor I have sitting over in the corner in case I needed to air up a tire or change a tire or needed air tools for any reason during a power outage. I was curious to know if the Miller 400D welder generator would start the air compressor. So that's what we're going to test in this video, and we're going to check it with the clamp meter and everything, like we did with the amp clamp before in the previous video. We're going to find out what the starting current is of the air compressor on grid power, and then we're going to do it with a generator, welder generator on it, to see if it's less or whatever. If the generator, I think we're going to reach the generator output, the peak output that it can, if it'll even start this thing, because air compressors are known to be pretty hard to start. So anyway, let's show you what we got over here. This is the Miller Big Blue 400D. It's 2013 model. This has the 3-phase power option, is what Miller called it. And that is because if you do not get the 3-phase power option, this plug here and all of this is not here. All you have is this here. So essentially, this machine has 2 weld or generator stators that output current. This is for generator use only, and it's only a 4,000 watt. It's basically for running a grinder, portable tools that you'd be doing in the weld and trade, whatnot. This here is your 3-phase power option. This was an extra option back then. They quit making this machine this particular size, I think, in 2014. So this is one of the last models. To get a machine this size now, you have to go to a 500 amp machine. Because the new 400s are called a 400 Pro, and they're a lot smaller than this and have a smaller generator. But anyway, the 3-phase power here is inside of here. You have to pull this panel out. It's supposed to be 4 screws, 2 of them is missing. But you pull this panel out, and on the back side of this breaker right here, you have 3 connections. That is your 3-phase, your 3 legs, your 3-phase, and then you have your ground that you got to hook up there. So that is your 3-phase power, where you get your 3-phase power. This here is just single phase 50 amp plug you have here that is supposed to be rated 12,000 watts continuous, 15 peak. I know that this machine puts out more than that from the previous testing video I did. And most of your industrial generators, military generators, industrial generators of that nature is going to put out more than what the actual wattage is usually, versus your consumer grade, big box store generators. Those generators are rated at peak, and these are rated at like what it'll put out for 30 seconds. So this is supposed to put out 15,000 continuous watts for like 30 seconds and 12 continuous. So the actual surge is going to be more than that for a peak moment. This is my 300D that I have here, my old machine, and it's got an 8,000 watt generator in it with a 9 kilowatt max. It won't even come close to starting a 4-ton AC unit or an air compressor or anything like that. It's not enough generator to do so. And I think you can tell the size difference right here between the two. This one here is small enough. It's something that you could put on the bed of a flatbed, back of a flatbed, in the bed of a truck, haul around with you, whatever. It weighs somewhere around 800 pounds. This machine here is obviously, if you put that in the bed of your truck, you're going to take up the whole bed of your truck, and you're going to add a lot of weight. This machine, full of fuel, is supposed to be somewhere around 1,850 pounds. That does not include the trailer. So as it sits right there, that machine's about 2,000 pounds or a little more than 2,000 pounds. I have 2 of these machines that I bought. If you've seen the previous videos, you know that that one over there, I still have not fixed the issue with it yet. But anyway, so this is the welder generator that we're going to be running and testing. This is the 5 horsepower Ingersoll ran compressor that we're going to be trying to start in this video. And it's wired on a 30 amp breaker. That's what it's recommended. I'm thinking this thing's going to pull quite a bit of a surge, the 5 horse motor. As I say, compressors are usually pretty hard to start. Tractor Supply is where I bought this. They have these usually for around $1,100, maybe a little more with tax. Don't know exactly, but it is a TS4N5 or something like that is what the model number is on that. I think that Tractor Supply has these compressors built. That model is specifically, I think, for Tractor Supply compressor. I don't know what the difference is or whatever, but anyway, that's where I got it at. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there with the exact same air compressor or something similar or smaller, and wondering about what the starting current is on one of them. And so that's what we're going to be checking out with the amp clamp, and find out if you can start one of these off of a generator or welder generator, and what it takes to do so. This is the Southwire clamp meter we'll be using right here to test the amperage of the starting current and the running current of the air compressor width and surge capacity of the welder generator. All right, as you can see, we have our main power breaker off. We have our panel switch removed. We have our amp clamp meter. And we're pulling about 12 amps on the shop lights here. I'll show you that. On just one leg here. We're pulling 12.5 amps right there for just the shop lights. But what we want to do is get on this breaker here. And you see it's pulling 0. And I'm going to turn this breaker on. The air compressor has about 125 pounds in it right now. This is straight out of the welder. That's because this leg's running our power to our lights too. We'll go ahead and switch this over. Well, cut this back off. See, we're back down to 12.5. We'll set it back to max. Give it just a second. We're going to try to restart it. It has to bleed the air off the compressor. It don't want to restart immediately. Almost 106 amps on that leg. Now the other leg you seen was about 97. Now I want to get a close-up video of that compressor when it's starting, because it's not starting quite as fast as it does on regular power. to shut the generator off, swap back over to main power, and then get a amp reading starting it on the main power. So generator off, no lights. Alright guys, we got it back on grid power here. We're going to see what the starting amps is on grid power. Here we go. So it took a little more amps to start it. So that means we're at max generator capacity. That's just all the generator will do. The running amps about the same. Well, there you have it guys. The Miller 400D welder generator will start, 5 horsepower air compressor. I think it is borderline. That's all it wants, that's all it'll put out, but that's still pretty impressive for a welder generator. That'll surge 100 amps on each leg. That's 24,000 watts. It's only rated at 15,000 watts of surge power, but the way they rate these is different than the way they rate a normal generator. Because this is industrial type equipment, and it's actually rated at the 15,000. I think it's supposed to actually put that out for like 30 seconds or something. So actual peak surge appears to be about 100 amps on each leg, which is around 24,000 surge watts. So it should be pretty close to what the Generac, you know, portable, whatever they are, the 15, 17,000 units that you buy that's got the big gas engine. They're like $3 grand or 2,500, whatever they are, I don't know. But so the wattage is going to be pretty close to that from the testing I can see. Of course, these are a lot more expensive, but you can weld with them, and they run on diesel fuel. So you can keep lots of diesel on hand as opposed to gasoline. So anyway, I guess that's my take on it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.